Alright, hello and welcome to my tank review for the Waffenträger auf Panzer IV. This here is the Tier 9 German tank destroyer. Alright, so this tank, which I'll just call the Waffenpanzer IV, or the Waffenpanzer for short, is one of two Tier 9 German tank destroyers, the other being the Jagdtiger, which is completely the opposite of this one. The Jagdtiger is the more slower, heavily armored, and this is the more of a glass cannon, no armor one, the Waffenpanzer. And it leads up to the newly added Grill 15, which of course replaced the Waffenträger E100. Alright, so let's jump into the details about the Waffenpanzer IV. Start off with the gun. So, it's a tank destroyer, it's all about the guns, right? The Waffenpanzer IV is an option of two guns. Both of them are pretty good. I'm using the 128mm, but you can also use the 150mm, and that's a viable choice, but I don't think it's nearly as good as the 128mm. So the 128, probably the best gun. You're going to have 276 penetration with your AP rounds, 352 with the APCR gold rounds, and 560 alpha damage. Very good .33 accuracy and 2.1 aim time. So this is a very good gun. It's accurate, it aims quickly, it has a big punch, and you're going to penetrate almost everything. The other gun is going to have a slightly slower rate of fire, slightly less penetration. It's also going to have a heat round. It's not going to get that nice APCR, but it will have 750 damage. And it will also be less accurate. So you're going to get a little bit more damage at the cost of less penetration, less DPM, and worse accuracy. So I don't really think it's a very good choice. So this is the gun that you want to go for, and this is going to give you excellent DPM. I'm running a less than 10-second reload for that gun, and when you pump out 560 damage every 10 seconds, you're going to have excellent DPM, and I've got 3585 DPM. So just to put that in perspective, a tank such as, let's say, a T62A, that's going to have 3524 DPM. So your Waffenpanzer IV is going to have more DPM than a Russian medium tank. So as far as the firepower concerned, it is doing very well. It's very healthy indeed. Alright, so where the Waffenpanzer IV excels in firepower and beats the other Tier 9 tank destroyers, it falls behind in the armor department. So this tank has 80mm of effective armor on the front, and this slope part here is going to have 20. So what that means is this tank is very similar to the rest of the line, where it's just a glass cannon. If you get shot, it's going to penetrate you, you're not going to bounce anything in this, and high explosive shells are going to go through you most of the time and do full damage. So this is a pretty big problem, especially when you're getting penetrated by HE in the turret, so this is why you really don't want to be frontlining with this tank or getting shot with HE. Also, just since this gun is so big, you're going to be penetrated to this gun shield so much that it means this tank's gun, the module itself, just gets damaged a lot, so you're going to have to be using your repair kit almost every game if you're getting shot at. Alright, so we now know that the Waffenpanzer has absolutely no armor and is made of paper. So it must be really fast, right? Well, no, it's quite a slow tank. It's not a T95 or a Tortoise, but it's not very fast either. It's going to have a 38 top speed and a 14.3 horsepower per ton. So it's not super sluggish, but it's going to struggle going up hills, and it's not super speedy, but it does have an advantage over the other tank destroyers because, of course, it's going to have the turret. So that's going to give you a lot more flexibility. So it's going to make up for some of the poor mobility, and it's not actually that slow, but it's not that fast either. It's just kind of mediocre. Okay, so the Waffenpanzer has a good camo rating. It's not quite as sneaky as the Borsig before it. It is a little bit larger, but it's still going to be good. I could not tell you what these numbers mean, but in my experience, it is quite sneaky, and I don't always get spotted when you think you might. The view range on it, I've got mine up to 394. Recently, not too recently, I haven't been playing the game, but it seems recently they nerfed the view range of all TDs, so this is not as good as it used to be, but with binos, you're going to get over max view range, and I'm running chocolate, bells and arms, so I'm going to be spotting pretty well when I have these binos popped. I'm not going with the coated optics, because it's not going to be max with coated optics, and I mean, you're going to be sitting still. It's a tank destroyer, and it's got a turret, so you don't need to rotate your tracks to get the shots all the time. Alright, moving on to crew skills. I have got Sixth Sense, obviously, Snapshot and Smooth Ride, and Safe Stowage for sort of my first wave there. Safe Stowage, I just like to put it on all my tanks. It's a good thing to have, but I have not noticed the Waffenpanzer IV having any ammo rack problems. I can't even remember being ammo racked. I'm sure I have, but I don't think it has a very weak ammo rack, like a lot of tanks. So you're pretty good with the ammo rack on this vehicle. And the Snapshot and Smooth Ride just to improve the gun handling even more, and Sixth Sense obviously just because you want to know when you're spotted. Then I've got a Brothers in Arms wave just to improve the gun even more, improve the view range, improve the camo, and then a wave of Camouflage skill. So you don't want to go with repairs. Camouflage is going to be the way to go, and once I finish the Camouflage wave, you can probably just take things like recon and situational awareness, and after that it's really up to you. So things you want to have on a glass cannon TD like this: definitely camo, Brothers in Arms, Sixth Sense, your safe stowage, snap, things to improve the gun, and things to improve your view range. Alright, for equipment on this vehicle, we're going with a gun rammer, the enhanced gun laying drive, and binoculars. So it doesn't have a huge range of options, but definitely the gun rammer is a no-brainer. The gun laying drive could be replaced with a camo net. I'd say that's probably the next best option, but I like to go with the extra gun performance. I don't feel I really need a camouflage net. I don't like. It's not necessary to have that extra little bit of camo in my opinion. And then I'm going with the binoculars over the coated optics, just to get my view range as high as possible. And I'm sitting still. It's a TD, so you can afford to pop those binos up. Alright, so to finish off my review of the Waffenpanzer IV, we're just going to take a look at a game I had on, what is this map called? Arctic region, of course. So, with TDs and Arctic region, you can come up and sit in these little spots on the little hills. But what I like to do is from this spawn, the south spawn, come down to J line, and you can shoot at the advancing heavy. So it's pretty good. It's about to get some nice damage, and you can really stop them from coming up and pushing through that flank. So here we can see the mobility of Waffenpanzer. It's not too bad. It's getting up to its top speed just about, and it got up to there pretty quickly. So now I'm just going down a little bit of a hill, getting just on its top speed. So it's not too bad. And we can see we got the turret. So it's pretty nice flexibility for a tank destroyer. Where it does suffer a little bit is it doesn't have too much gun depression, so you have to fiddle around to get some shots off, which can be a little bit annoying sometimes. So here we can see M103 coming around, and we've got pretty good shots on him. But I believe in the beginning here I'm going to make tons and tons of bad shots, but that's okay because we do have a decent ammo capacity, so we can afford to take those shots. So what we can see on the minimap here is our view range. The enemy tanks are just on the edge of our view range, so it's probably going to be, when we fire, we're probably not going to be spotted, but we could be. So if we're spotted, we can always dip down and wiggle around so we don't get covered. Trying to hit the cupola on the M103, it's not really working out, so I'm trying to get some better shots, seeing if I can get the T-34 down low down there, but it doesn't really look like it. At this point I've loaded some APCRC and I just blast through the turret, and I'm just taking some bad shots. I'm just taking more bad shots because I've got nothing else really to shoot at right now, and I don't really care about credits, so we're just taking good chancy shots. Of course, 352 pen doesn't go through in IS-6. And finally, we get the lower plate. So 623. It's a pretty good roll for this gun. As you can see, it took about 1/3 of the hit points of the IS-6. So it's got a pretty meaty gun when it hits. Poking up now, let's see if we can get some shots against 9 on the sorry, not 9 on 7, the 704 down there. But we somehow hit his mantlet. And our allies are moving up, so we're gonna have to get a little bit more aggressive to get the shots in. And we dump one right into the side of that T-34. Alright, so this time I aim a little bit better to trigger the side, but he turns the last second, and we drop into his mantlet again. So we are starting to lose 1 to 3. I'm looking at the minimap. I can see that the north is probably doing okay, but this flank and the mid is being contested. So I just want to try and hold here and see what I can do for my team. There we go. I finally get a shot to that 704, and I haven't been spotted yet. So this is quite good. There is an arty on the enemy team. So if I do get spotted, I want to start moving around, but I haven't been. And his T-34 is pretty blind, so it won't spot me, so I can blap right into him, leave him on 37 hit points. As you can see right here, I'm going with my turret facing backwards, so I'm facing away, so I can drive away and just kind of more comfortable in this position right now, using that gun depression. Just making artificial gun depression for myself if I need it. I'm trying to get the turret of the IS-6, but it's just not happening. So it's 1 to 6 now. This flank looks like it's over. I'm gonna get spotted here, so we want to make sure we're safe when the enemy guns start focusing on me. So right now I'm a little caught in the open. They've killed all the other tanks. They're all gonna be focusing on me. I just want to finish off this build-up. I took 2 shots right there, so we want to hide down here and see what we can do. Because we're basically alone now. We've got our tanks in the back, but they're probably not going to help us out too much because they're being pressured elsewhere. So I just want to try and bleed these guys as they come up to me. And this is where I thought it's over. There's an A44 rushing me. I thought he was just going to face hug me and blap HE into me. So he rams me. He gets stuck there. What I do here is I back up to try and get under his gun depression. But the enemy artillery was trying to shoot me and killed the A44. So the enemy already saved me there. So we are saved. This M103 is coming over. I tried to get the lower plate there, but it was just a bad shot. I missed. So I know this M103 is going to come over. He's probably going to one-shot me. He's probably got HE loaded. So I need to take him out. There we go. I couldn't get the lower plate, so I had to settle for the cupola. And luckily we got him. Otherwise he would have killed us. So we've now put some distance between us and the enemy. We've got rid of the A44, 3 is gone, and 704 is coming up. So he's now a one-shot for us if we get an average roll, and he'll be able to one-shot us. So I'm trying to back away. I was trying to get a track shot, but I don't have the gun depression. Put a shot in, but we low roll, so we can kill him, and he luckily funks a shot, rams us, but he just pushes us out of the way. And he drives into the water. We can finish him off. Now this IS-6, I don't know why this IS-6 didn't jump down and kill us, but he doesn't. So then this has just been absolutely ridiculous. So we had the A44 get killed by the arty, the M103 fail, and the 704 like drive and ram us and fail. This IS-6 is useless. So that's pretty ridiculous. But anyway, this flank is completely clear now, so we were just sitting back there and just punishing the enemy for coming up and trying to take us out. So we got the south clear. Now the enemy completely controls the north, so we want to try and clear out this T-49. Give our friendly tanks some advantage, so we can come behind him, put in a good shot. He's gonna move. What's up now? He's gonna back off. I'm trying to move around a little bit. I don't want to get RD'd. The T-49 is stupid and pops back up, so we can kill him. Now we got the Pershing coming. So I'm just kind of sitting around the spot. I don't really have any more options. This Pershing's gonna drive right through there. We saw that he was still going, so we just took the blind shot and hit him, took him out. Pershing says it's a BS hack. Nope. Just drive through the open some more, Pershing. We only have one empty shell left. It turns out our Mats is AFK, so it's just me and the Artie left. So I want to try and spot for some Artie. We have 7 minutes, so it's no rush. We can just sit in this bush and see. I want to see if they're coming down through the middle. If they're coming down through the 4-5 line, we'll be able to spot them here. But it looks like they're not doing that, so we don't really know where they could be. They could be almost anywhere. We're just deploying those binos to get the max view range. Sit in here, so they should be able to spot us. I'm worried that they might come up behind me. The T-34 could have gone all the way around. But no, they're going this way again. And is he going to drive into the open? Yeah, I'm not spotted, so he has someone here. It should be back. T-34 is also there. He went with him, so we're one shot for anyone. So we're just being careful. But T-34 is ignoring us and going straight for the RD-1. So we just punch a shot on the side. We back off because if he turns his turret and shoots us, that'll be it. So I want to get in a position where I don't have to show much of my tank and I can send shots at him. Just take a snap shot. And I'm trying to get safe here because he probably has a sliver of my tank. So he's just driving over right now, so he's moving, so it's going to be safe to poke out for a shot. So it's a little too high into his turret. We only have 3 shells left, but we don't need them. I'll just take one more for the T-34. We're just trying to get safe from him and Artie. I'm thinking the GW Panther will probably take him out. Yeah. Anyways, now it's just the Artie left. And we can go hunting. Alright, so just skip ahead a little bit here. So I'm just driving into the base. I think I'm trying to be a little bit careful here because he could be sitting anywhere. So I'm thinking he's probably likely back there, but I just want to check everywhere he might be. I think he might be up on this little hill. So he hasn't been spotted yet. So and we've got 3 minutes and 45 seconds left, so we don't need to cap quite yet. I have an APCR shell loaded non-HE shell just because in case he's moving around I need that extra little bit of shell velocity, and either shell is gonna get him in one shot. So I'm gonna peek up here and see if he's in this little dip back here on the 0 line where he usually is. And it doesn't look like he is. So that means he's probably still up in the north in the AB line, which is kind of annoying. I don't really want to waste too much time hunting him down, so when it gets down to it, I'll just start capping so we don't draw the game. I just drive up here, do a little loop. Now I just get on the cap. So I'm thinking I kind of want to get the 8 kills just to get the rally Walter. So hopefully the Artie comes back as the base capture. That's what I'm thinking. So I just did the back here, so I've got a good vision on any direction he could come from. I think he's probably going to come from this way. We just sit here and pre-aim, get ready. I think see how I don't actually have total gun depression, so I move up a little bit. That is one of the weaknesses of this tank. Bad gun depression. Right, now we've got the gun depression to shoot him if he comes this way. But the binos popped, so we should spot him if he comes up. And our GW Panther is coming up to help us. Because why not, I guess. So, the enemy already has to be coming from this way now because we've cleared out this. Oh, and there he is. So I've got the tiniest sliver of a shot on him, and 0.33 accuracy, that's what it'll do for you. So, this was a pretty fun carry. It was just kind of a ridiculous game. We got our Radley Walters, and there's just some really ridiculous moments with the enemy team being highly incompetent and just driving at us in the river and somehow failing to kill us. So, this did show off the epic gun of this tank. Anyway, let's just take a quick look at the post-game stats. Alright, so that was our Ace Tanker and Radley Walters. And we also got 7,710 damage with our 1,600 base XP. So it was a pretty good game overall. Alright, final verdict for the Waffenträger 4. Very strong tank, 10 out of 10, would recommend. It's a blast to play. Nice alpha, good class cannon. Annoying that it doesn't have the same amount of crew as the Borsig. Leads on to what I hear to be an excellent tier 10. Very fun tank. You should probably buy it. Don't get shot with HE. Alright, well, I think that's it for this video. I'll catch you next time, if I make another video, that is.